Conditions are terrible, casualties are enormous, and significance of Bakhmut is debatable. The quagmire of carnage now consuming the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut has been mostly overlooked, given Ukraine's battlefield successes against Russia's army elsewhere. But the gruesome 6-month fight for the city in the Donbass region may soon reach its culmination, and the outcome is taking on outsized importance for both sides.
It reminds me of a situation in the First World War, said retired Ukrainian Colonel Serhiy Grabsky, now a military analyst based in the capital, Kyiv. Fields and villages surrounding Bakhmut are pockmarked with foxholes, filled with shivering soldiers. Troops from both sides shoot at each other over the top of mucky, water-filled trenches that snake for dozens of kilometers throughout the torn-up countryside.
Before Russia's invasion, Bakhmut had a population of 70,000 people and was known mostly for its large salt mine and as a transportation hub where several highways intersected. But since the spring, the city has become part of Ukraine's frontline defense. Facing off against the Ukrainians are some of Russia's better-equipped soldiers, many of them paid mercenaries from the Wagner Group, which is controlled by Yevgeny Prigozhin, a confidant of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Fighting alongside the Wagner forces are conscripted prisoners, forcibly drafted into the fighting ranks, along with perhaps tens of thousands of newly mobilized Russian recruits. 18 hours ago duration 2:05. The Ukrainian city of Bakhmut has been the focus of unrelenting Russian attacks for almost 6 months, creating apocalyptic scenes of dead soldiers in trenches. As winter sets in, Russian troops are mounting an aggressive counter-offensive to recapture the city. Together, they have relentlessly pounded Bakhmut as they attempt to take control of the key roads leading north and west. Grabsky says most of the Russian troops are being sacrificed in high-risk attacks to discover the locations of the strongest Ukrainian defensive lines. The Russians are sending in wave after wave against fortified Ukrainian positions, he said. Once the Ukrainians return fire, their positions are then targeted and hit by Russian mortars and artillery. The result has been a bloodbath. We have to accept that losses from both sides of the conflict are huge. Neither Russia nor Ukraine has said how many have been killed in the 6 months of fighting in Bakhmut, but Grabsky estimates Ukraine is now losing half a company, roughly 30 to 50 soldiers, every day. He says Russian losses may be 4 or 5 times that.
One video posted by Ukraine's defense ministry shows Russian soldiers hiding in a series of trenches and foxholes on the grounds of what used to be a gas station just outside Bakhmut.
Ukrainian drones are seen dropping grenades and other ordnance on top of their positions, as some men scurry for cover. In other instances, some soldiers barely change their positions after a close strike, suggesting they may already be injured or are suffering from hypothermia. Another video posted earlier this week on the Bakhmut Life channel on the Russian social media site Telegram shows Russian artillery shells slamming into the colorful exterior of what used to be a kindergarten called Smile. The building is seen burning. That initial attack was followed by several more Russian artillery volleys. The Russian assault on Bakhmut is reminiscent of earlier and ultimately successful campaigns to capture the port city of Mariupol and the twin cities of Severodonetsk and Lysychansk, with some notable differences. All of those cities were recognized as strategic military objectives and major population centers, whereas Bakhmut is neither. Yet even as Russian troops were withdrawing in disarray from the Kharkiv region in September and abandoning the city of Kherson in November, the assault on Bakhmut continued unabated. Which raises the question: why is Russia devoting so much of its military might to capturing a peripheral city? It is about money, said Grabsky. He says the Wagner Group was likely assigned the job of capturing Bakhmut by the Kremlin, and doing